live into the Civil War and slavery in particular, but there is a man in Richmond, Virginia, many years ago named Gabriel, and he was an enslaved African American in the city that I lived in. Instead of just like passively standing by and doing blacksmith work and all this stuff, he decided that he was going to get together with other enslaved African Americans and try to change things. And that means he created an insurrection and a revolt and tried to fucking kill the white masters that were holding him down. And it's a very fascinating story, and I'm going to tell it to you in this song. But really, what I would like to talk about is. So, for this failed insurrection, he was hung at Broad and 15th Street right there in Richmond, Virginia, and he was buried right next to Broad and 15th Street in 1800. And I know, like, history is, you know, what history is and why am I talking about this right now. It's relevant to me and it's relevant to our city because the place that he's buried is an African-American burial ground and a free slave burial ground. And the biggest university in Richmond, Virginia, which is called Virginia Commonwealth University, thought that it would be a good idea, instead of honoring the dead and honoring the people who built the city that I live in, that they would put a parking lot over the cemetery so students could park, so they could conveniently walk to their classes. And obviously universities are nothing but an enormous business, for-profit sort of thing. And so like when you tie this all together, it's a profound amount of disrespect. And it's so profound, I'll just put it in like the easiest way that I can think of, that made my heart hurt so bad that I couldn't sleep. If anyone, let's take race 100% out of it, let's take economics, like economic class, completely out of it. Anyone in your family tree, anyone in your entire family history, if they were so fucking disrespected that a university, a for-profit system, thought it would be a fucking cool idea to put a parking lot over your family's plot, and let fucking stupid, shitty fucking kids who don't even know how to read "don't walk" signs park there, and fucking, how on earth would you feel? Honestly.
Pissed off.
Yes, of course, pissed off. Thank you for that. I got so angry I wrote a song. And that's semi-irrelevant. What's really relevant is this, is that people in Richmond, Virginia, when they started finding out about this fucking bad situation, started acting up. And I'm not talking about just the anarchists or the communists and the socialists and all the fucking left-wing motherfucking wingnuts like myself. I'm talking about like normal fucking people started going, this is fucking absurd. And they started doing random acts of civil disobedience. They started doing press releases. They started talking to each other. They started screaming at each other. They started whispering at one another. And this is what you gotta know, is there, as of 3 months ago, there is no longer a parking lot there. Because of all the public input and embarrassment of VCU, there is no parking lot. I was present. I have a big section of it. I'm going to throw it in the fucking river one day. And I'm going to sing this song for Gabriel, the man, the man who inspired me to write this song and who is still buried there. But I want to say this, and this is the most important part. Don't let anyone tell you that a whisper, a fucking scream, or a stupid fucking 3-chord song won't change anything. Holler if something is wrong. Holler if something is right. Holler when you gotta fucking holler, motherfuckers.
Yeah!
Does anyone know the name Gabriel Prosser? My conscience says he's the one that history missed. A blacksmith by trade up in Brookfield Plantation. A Henrico County slave born to owner Thomas. If you listen closely, you'll hear the words perfect. The Caribbean uprising caught fire in this land. Up and down the James River, the Monkey and Appomattox. Tobacco soil gone bad, a 40 movement for the blacks. 9 years before, down in Santo Domingo, slaves refused to submit and took the right of all men. Virginia whites got nervous and armed more militias as blacks inspired, plotted, and passed on their plans. Mr. singing hymns and wailing of his fellow slaves. Now does anyone know the name Gabriel Prosser? My conscience says he's the one that history missed. A blacksmith by trade up in Brookfield Plantation, a Henrico County slave born to owner Thomas. It was on an August night outside of Richmond, Virginia. Gabriel's men gathered as their owners they slept. Some would burn city streets to attract residents and masters, while others took the capital and freed convicts. Well, the whites, they knew nothing, never seen what could hit them. Nothing like this could happen with their carefree black men. But think about freedom, now think about slavery. Blacks armed themselves with muskets and homemade bayonets. With a white flag on the Capitol, all blacks they would ride. Whites spared would all lose an arm. You're a coward if you own men for profit and greed. You're the coward of all, and for all you must be. Oh! Now does anyone know the name Gabriel Prosser? Oh! My conscience says he's the one that history missed. A blacksmith by trade up in Brookfield Plantation, a Henrico County slave born to owner Thomas. Pharaoh and Tom routed out Gabriel Prosser. Their owner was Mosby, a neighbor of him. They say the sky sees of rain and lightning. On the night of August 30th, one couldn't see nor stand. The militias let loose to hunt Gabriel Prosser, who took to the swamps as they imprisoned his men. Flag a boat whose captain was a Methodist preacher, but a traitor slave turned him in the end. They hung Gabriel down and brought him 15th Street. Lord, he would not give a word up on his men. But he took that news and he took it with honor. He's buried beneath parked cars now and pavement. There's no monument, there's no stone here to see him, just black asphalt flanked by high-rise hospitals. Oh! If I had it my way, we'd see memorials flying to a true and honest hero, Prosser's Gabriel. Oh! Now does anyone know the name Gabriel Prosser? My conscience says he's the one that history missed. A blacksmith by trade up